Well, this video is bound to torch a few people's feelings and hurt their feelings because people are so sensitive, but it needs to be done. Chris, you have to understand, people have no hope. Well, they had no hope on February 6, 2025, before President Trump issued his executive order on the 7th of February announcing a refugee program for Afrikaners suffering from unjust racial discrimination. Of course, we know how that program has been lied about and distorted by the media and by politicians all over the world. So every day I get emails, WhatsApp messages, and this morning I had several. Did the program end? Why is it taking so long? Folks, I don't think people really have any concept or appreciation or even any consideration for how long it takes to do things. First off, we heard moaning and lies from South African media about, well, they're not farmers. Well, they weren't supposed to be farmers. It's about people suffering unjust racial discrimination. We heard all kinds of nonsense and bogus whining from South African media about, well, these people were never vetted. Well, of course they were vetted. And we have people now who are anxious and complaining that it's taken so long. It hasn't been a month. Tomorrow is 1 month since the program officially opened. The 12th of May, 2025, as those first cohort of 59 people arrived in the United States, that's when the program opened up. It's been 1 month. The people were complaining, saying that the first cohort wasn't vetted. It took 3 months from the time those people initially sent their email. And as we heard Earl Langton say, he was one of the first people to send an email within minutes of that email address coming up on the U.S. Embassy website, and wound up in that first cohort. It took 3 months to vet those people and get them to the United States. Yet people are panicking because I don't even know if they sent their statement of interest on the 12th of May or the 15th or the 21st. So some people are going to write back to me nasty and say, well, you have to be patient. I don't have to be patient. I'm not the one seeking refugee status. Can you imagine getting 70, 100,000 emails on the 12th of May? And then you, as a representative of the U.S. government, have to sift through every one of those emails, or your team of 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 has to sort through every one of 100,000 emails and then start checking the information for 100,000 investigations. Do you seriously think that this happens overnight? Honestly? Look, here's a little advice for people who are anxious and impatient. Get on with your lives. Now, that's not callous disregard or uncaring for your situation. Get on with your lives. When the call comes, the call will come. Panicking over it will not make it come faster. Sending another statement of interest will simply gum the works up and not get you seen any quicker. There's nothing you can do other than put your statement of interest in and go about your daily lives and wait for them to contact you. When they contact you, go forward. Is the program still open? Yes, of course it's still open. There's no reason for it to stop. Are they interviewing people? Yes, they're interviewing people. Have they interviewed people since the 12th of May? Yes, they have interviewed people since 12th of May. Have people left since the 12th of May? Yes, they've left and come to America. I can't tell you anything more than that. It's getting incredibly frustrating for people who are being offered the most amazing gift possible under the unbelievable circumstances which nobody gave a crap and took care of anybody before, completely ignored your plight, and now you're becoming quite demanding, some of you. Well, I've been called. It's been, no. If it takes 3 months, it takes 6 months, then that's how long it takes. Did you honestly think on a statement of interest where they ask you, how soon would you be available to go in 0 to 90 days, that you thought that they were going to call you the next day? Honestly. I mean, you have very unrealistic expectations of how the world works, especially if any of you ever worked in a government. You know how governments are. They're bureaucratic. They take time to get things done. It doesn't happen overnight. It's very frustrating for these messages. No, I'm not telling people not to contact me. I'm not telling people that you're wrong to be anxious. What I'm telling you is that your angst is not going to make the phone call come any faster. Your level of anxiety does not increase the likelihood of a phone call. Your concern for your welfare doesn't change your place in the queue. Your personal situation is not the reason that you're in angst. You're putting yourself in angst. You're putting yourself in that position. You're responsible for that, not the U.S. government. If they don't call you for 6 months, then they'll call you for 6 months. You had no offer on February 6th. Now at least you've been given an offer. You're not paying for this. We, the American taxpayer, are paying for this. We're not invading your country. You're coming here at our invitation, and we're welcoming you with open arms. People really need to have realistic expectations of what's going on. And if you're not happy with the program, then when they call you, then say, I don't want to participate. You're not obliged. You just waste people's time, but you're not obliged to participate if you change your mind. So, gosh, guys, really, it's the golden ticket. But let's be very clear about something, because I'm getting increasingly distressed. Well, I'm not distressed, but increasingly distressing messages from people, and they're articulating completely the wrong reasons why they want to participate in the program. So many people, I would say about 40 to 50% of the messages I'm getting now, I don't have a job, I need a job. Well, this isn't a job scheme. This isn't a jobs program. We're not bringing South Africans to America to give you jobs. We got plenty of illegals here to do that. We're kicking them out. We got plenty of legal immigrants who work. We got plenty of Americans can work here. We don't need South Africans to do jobs. We don't need your skills. We don't care what you contribute. Ultimately, people do care. But the point is, that's not how you're getting over here. You're coming over if you are a South African national who is an Afrikaner ethnicity or a racial minority who is suffering unjust racial discrimination, and you can articulate past instances of that occurring and genuine future fear that it's going to occur. That's what it's about. It's not a jobs program. If that's what you're coming here for and you're complaining it's taking too long, well, then you need to put your CV in somewhere else, at Steers or at Debonair's or at ESCOM, somewhere, because this is not a jobs program. We're not inviting people to America for jobs. And that's the bottom line. So my advice to people is be patient, be calm, go about your daily business, and stop building up anxiety in your life for nothing, because you're not entitled to this. It's not a right. It's a gift. And gifts are given when the gift giver decides to give them. That's as blunt as I can say about it. But I wish you all well. And for those who want to send me hate mail, fine, whatever. It's my tax dollars, not yours. It's my view. Cheers.